Okay, this is going to be a bit different from my normal video. I've been playing around with Leaflit's Adventurer application, and I just wanted to show off what I currently have. So far, it's been pretty low in cost. I spent about $10.28 for Google Gemini and about $1.24 for OpenAI. OpenAI, I needed to create the sprite you're seeing. I created this sprite and two others. With Gemini AI, I was creating the animations used to create this model, the ones you're currently seeing, and the idle animation, which you will see if I stop talking. As you can see. Plus, I created two more animations using, actually three more animations, excuse me, using the Gemini program as I mentioned previously. The first, I'll go through them right now. So I mentioned I created three models in total. One of them is the male character you're seeing right now, and one of them is the figure you saw just now, which is just meant to be a giant robot. I created it figuring that, hey, I'll make a giant robot and I'll occasionally use it to stream. Uh, I got the idea late at night while sleeping to add the giant robot to the animation, hence the animation you just saw. I did this using DaVinci Resolve. I'm sure you can use that with other animations. It's not perfect, I need to fix it a bit. The other one I created was this one. Similar, but a bit more simple. Then I mentioned I also created a third character. That would be the dog right here. My character was meant to be essentially a mecha pilot. I got the funny idea about having a dog be a mecha pilot as well. I haven't played around with it that much, but overall, for about $12 that I've currently have spent, it's been a pretty good I feel like it's pretty good for the cost that I spent. I also had a Lite subscription Grok Lite subscription that costed me about $10, but I've been really using that a lot this month, so it's hard to say this is just an expense for this animation alone. I did want to see how cheap I could go with some of these animations, and I'm going to try one more thing. Okay, so what I came up with is this. I took a reference sheet from a character that I've been designing over the last couple of years. The character sheet was made recently using ChatGPT. Then I put these reference sheets, there's two of them technically, into Leaflit's Adventurer Sprite Creator. It's really the only thing that I couldn't quite figure out how to replicate outside of the application. And then I took the sprites created and I came up with a few animations that I'm about to show off. Total, between the sprites, and I actually screwed them up a couple times and had to remake them, but total I spent an additional $1.79. So I made the following character. As I mentioned earlier, it's character as an OC character I was considering for a story. Don't hold your breath on it ever coming out. I think George George R. R. Martin has a better chance of releasing the Winds of Winter than I am for this one. But this is the character I came up with. She is a shapeshifter. Right now, I'm messing around with the talking animation, which I managed to create using Grok animation. Like I mentioned before, Grok is something I already had a $10 monthly subscription for. Um, I've been using it a lot. To be clear, I'm not advertising this one or any other video software. It just happens to be the one I was using for myself. But so you can see a little bit about what it does, or at least what I came up with. That was meant to be a dancing animation. I think it worked out a bit too well. This character is meant to be a shapeshifter. And I mentioned did two sprites. Uh, I mentioned I was working on two sprites. This is the second one. You can clearly see the points where the magical animations kind of cut off, but honestly, I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I haven't shown off the idle animations. For some reason, my mic is really sensitive right now, but why have you? Here is the final animation I came up with. You like that, chat? You like that? You guys, you like that foot animation? Anyway, I'll probably upload this to Twitter, and leave I'll also make an animation for YouTube. Thanks for watching.